Their classroom to start another day of school. Be starting their morning exercises by saying the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, stay standing and let's try the preamble to the Constitution. We the people
of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Okay, very good. Sit down. Come to us from Mrs. Burke's room for reading. Here you see the students doing their reading work. Exercises up on the board. They're having races. Obviously, this is a math class. What's your answer, Brian? 17. 17. Everyone's correct. Okay, race, please. Next row, up to the board.
Does that happen? Ow, it hurt. Davey's going to be the winner for his role.
Excuse me, but give yourself enough space up there. Next one. "36 divided by 6 in parentheses times 7.
Hey! Somebody stick this number.
Answer, everybody.
42.
Very good. Erase.
David, go up. Deja can all in. Everybody stick your thumbs up.
Divided by 45 divided by 9. And 45 divided by 9 is in parentheses. So it's 35 divided by 45 divided by 9. 45 divided by 9 is in parentheses.
What are you doing?
Circle your answer so I know what you got.
Copier. What is that?
Laura, try again.
I don't get it. You said
35
divided by 45.
divided by 45 divided by 9. And in parentheses, you put 45 divided by 9.
Circle it then.
What's 45 divided by 9, Danny?
5.
Put it down. What's 35 now divided by 5, Danny? That's only one step, Aaron. Now you've got 45 divided by 9 is 5. What's 35 now divided by 5? Aaron, what's 35 divided by 5?
Look at everyone's else. We're gonna waste the tape.
Okay, stand up and erase. Back to your seats. What is it that you have to know about parentheses?
You always do that first.
You always do what's in the parentheses. What you see here is another reading lesson being done. This time the children work in groups. We call this cooperative learning, where they help each other out, getting answers and discussing things so that they can come up with a conclusion or an answer to a problem. And yes, they can talk to each other during this time. This is music class with Mrs. Gira.
Baby shark, doo 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 doo. Baby shark, doo doo doo. Mama 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 shark, doo doo doo. Grandma 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 shark, doo doo doo.
Chandler.
executive, okay? So you want to advertise a product, so you have to think, what are the things that would attract someone in a magazine or on a billboard? If you were advertising a cereal or you were advertising toothpaste or perfume, what are some of the things that would catch your attention? Help me out here. Yes.
Nice neon pictures.
A nice what?
Neon pictures.
Neon colors. If you have neon colors, that would attract your attention. Mary, what else?
Dark coloring.
Dark coloring, right. So if you have light colors, maybe it wouldn't attract their attention. Although in some perfume ads, if you notice, like they have pictures of flowers and it's very, very delicate, maybe the perfume is supposed to have a delicate smell. Would you, if you want to use, what was that one in our time? We had, oh, I forgot. There were some heavy perfumes, but if it's a heavy perfume, maybe like darker colors. Daniel, what else would you do?
Well, most commercials do, they try to hypnotize you, because
Oh, and how do they do that?
with the music and all the movement around.
Okay, so the picture shouldn't be static. Maybe it should have things that move in the picture to make your eye interested in the picture. That's a good idea. I like that. What else would you do? What about, would I draw teeny weeny pictures or big pictures? Big, because no one's going to spend the time if it's a poster or an advertisement up on a wall to walk up to it. So something far away, like a bright color, something that's big, is going to catch their attention. Okay, the one that I did, could I borrow someone's pencil? How about Danny? Good. All right, I did Kicks. Now, I can't say that I did a great job, but what I did, that's a cereal, right? I just did block letters, and I should do it neater than that. We're going to just do them like little stick letters first, then go back and outline them. Make them nice and large and thick so that you can see them. Erase these lines inside, okay? So we want something large, something that's going to stand out. We're going to color those in. I did mine in red, okay? Then what I did was I put a box, the lid, and I put a bowl. It was a really pretty good picture. I put a bowl in it, and I put a little girl on the box with her arms up, okay? So do you have any other ideas besides cereal? What could we do?
Pizza.
Pizza would be good. What else?
Soap.
Soap? Good. What else?
Shoes.
Shoes would be good. What else? Yeah? Good. I like that idea. Mary?
Cat food.
Cat food. Okay. What else?
Cats.
Kitty cats?
Kittens, like for sale.
Kittens for sale, maybe? Maybe one of those little ads in the neighborhood newspaper, like a carpenter selling his services. Maybe a picture of a saw and a hammer. What else, Danny?
Toys.
Toys would be good. What about David? What can you think of? What would you like to make an advertisement of? How about candy? No? Huh? Yeah, your name is David, isn't it?
Oh.
I would maybe do candy. What kind of candy would you like to make an advertisement for? What's your favorite kind?
Butterfingers.
Did I tell you that last week? That I like Butterfingers?
Yeah.
No? We
Yeah,
only have
I
the
love
same-
Butterfingers.
What kind would you choose? What's your favorite kind of candy if you went to the store to get?
Reese's Buttercups.
Okay, I like that. And a good orange color, and it's a fall color. What if you put fall leaves behind it? Or made it into a Halloween advertisement for people to buy what are they? Reese's peanut butter cups? To buy that. That would be a good idea. Okay, so in pencil first, nice large drawing, then go back, color it in nice and dark. Are there any questions about what you're supposed to be doing? Yes.
What about like a cactus?
Okay, what are you going to advertise with the cactus?
Thorn removal?
Maybe it's a travel, David. Maybe it's a travel poster. Travel to the southwest of the United States. You can make a travel poster. Mexico or whatever. All right, let's begin our work. And if you have any trouble drawing anything, just raise your hand. I'll help you. Mary?
Or you could, for the cactus, you could make it Mexican food.
That's a good idea. She's got the right idea. Okay, Danny.
And I can do that.
Yes, you can. Thank you for letting me borrow it. Yes. Sports equipment. I love that idea. Yes.
Does it have to be a real company or can it be?
Heather, I like that question. Maybe you could make up a perfume or the name of a company for nail polish or make up a new dishwashing detergent.
Silly?
Yes. Good, Raymond. Use your sense of humor. That's what I like. Okay, let's begin. Think about what you're going to do and I'll see if I can help you if you have any trouble.
Are the ads that the children made during art class. Alex, can I see yours?
She's not posting.
Michael? No. Okay, Raymond? It's hot in here.
It's hot in here.
There must be bananas in the atmosphere.
There must be bananas in the atmosphere.
So, bananas
Bananas
unite. Bananas split. Peel. Bananas. Peel, peel. Bananas. Go. Bananas. Go, go. Bananas. One more time. Bananas unite. Bananas split. Peel. Bananas. Peel, peel. Bananas. Go. Bananas. Go, go. Bananas. Very good. Sit down, please. Okay, we are celebrating 200th birthday of the White House. Students have made replicas of the White House. We have Kyla and we have Jessica who have made a replica of the White House. Okay, we also have William and Michael. We have Raymond. We have Brian Ballard.
The best one of all. First prize.
Yeah, he gets the big Tootsie Roll.
We have Laura. And George. Very well done. Very nice. Okay, this is Kelly Jarvis, and she has a brief story about the White House.
The White House is the oldest government building in Washington, D.C. Except for the White House's thin stone walls, the White House has been rebuilt twice during its history. The first rebuilding took place after the British invaded. They tried to burn it down during the War of 1812. In 1840, water was first piped into the White House. 40 years later, the first two bathrooms were installed. There are 132 rooms in the White House. 140 guests can eat at a state inn. Auditory can visit the diplomatic reception room, the red room, the blue room, the green room, the state dining room, and the library. Those are just some of the rooms in the White House.
Okay, we have another story by Sarah Bollier.
The president doesn't own the White House. It is owned by the government. If the president is home, a flag waves on the roof. There's no locks on the doors
because there are guards instead. A long time ago, people decided that there should be a place where the president could live. The president found a fair place. James Hogan was the architect. John Adams was the first president to live in the White House. The White House used to be named President's Palace. President Jefferson changed its name to President's House. When the Monroe family moved into the President's House, it got painted white, and so now it is called the White House.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, we have a few people who have written poems about the White House too. Brian Pride is first.
The White House. I know of a house that is so grand. It's large, it's white, it represents our land. This house of our nation is mighty indeed. It's called the White House in the land of the free.
Very good. All right, Jason and Danny.
Once there was a man who made a fix, so he built a house made of sticks. And after all the years, he made some changes, and it wasn't built on the ranges. It was made between Virginia and Maryland.
And it was made by machine and hands. It was made long ago, and because of Washington, no one said no. It was made in 1792, and to this day it has been, 1992.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, and this is Roland Pond with his poem.
The White House. The White House is a site of white site. Many special people have lived there. Who the president? Presidents. They were residents of the White House. Today is a special day. It's the White House's birthday today. So happy birthday, White House.
We have Matthew Weibel who's going to do a rap song about the White House.
How are you doing, President? What's up in the White House? All the people will vote for one president. We all hail for our president, either Bush, Clinton, or Perot. No, so which way will you go? Vote for one. We will hail for one of them. So women, men, come and vote. Bush, Clinton, or Perot. You know it, just go for it.
Okay, now we're going to be listening to some brief histories that were written by Mary Moran, Aaron Besh, and Heather Levine. Brief histories on the White House.
As you may already know, the White House is a white building located at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. The White House was built in 1792. It had just 36 rooms. The first president to live in the White House was John Adams. In 1812, British soldiers set fire to the White House. Then it took many workers to rebuild it. Now the White House has 136 rooms, which includes the East Room, the Red Room, the Blue Room, and the Green Room. The East Room is one of the largest rooms in the White House. It is decorated in white and gold. The Red Room is a parlor room finished in the Empire style of 1810 and 1830. In 1917, the Red Room was redecorated. The Blue Room is an oval drawing room. In 1886, President Grover Cleveland married Miss Frances Folsom in the Blue Room. The Green Room, like the Red Room, is also a parlor, and the walls are covered with a green substitute. Visitors from all over the world visit the White House every year.
Thank you. Aaron?
The White House was built in 1792 and was designed by James Holden, an Irish-born architect. It was changed slightly in 1807, 1814, 1848, and 1860. In 1814, it was almost completely rebuilt. It was a Palladian mansion from the 1700s. In 1824, Holden added the semicircular south portico. The grounds were landscaped in 1850 by Andrew Downing. Major renovations, including the addition of the executive office building, were carried out in the early 20th century in the architectural firm of McKim, Mead and White. From 1948 onward, the building was extensively rebuilt.
Thank you. Heather?
The White House is celebrating its 200th birthday in October of 1992. It is located at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C., and it is the home of our president. In 1791, President George Washington hired a French architect, Major Pierre Charles Lane, to design the streets, parks, and buildings of the new capital. But the Americans said it reminded them too much of British royalty to call it a palace, so they decided to call it the White House. Lane found his ideas were too fancy, so they hired James Holden to do the job. He chose a gold medal over a $500 prize for the best ideas. Slaves worked hard all summer in the year of 1792 to lay the huge foundation of the 170 by 85-foot house. On October 13, 1792, the cornerstone was laid, and it read, "This first stone of the President's house was laid the 13th day of October, 1792, and was the 17th year of the independence of the United States of America. George Washington, President, Thomas Johnson, Dr. Stewart, and Daniel Carroll, Commissioners. James Holden, Architect, Colin Williamson, Master Mason, and Vivitat Republica. The White House has been home to many presidents. John Adams was the first. In 1800, when he and his wife Abigail arrived, there was no place to dry the laundry, so she hung up a clothesline in the East Room. In 1806, the first baby to be born in the White House was Thomas Jefferson's grandson. The first White House wedding was 1812. Dolly Madison's sister was married. During President Madison's term in 1814, the White House burned down by the British, and Dolly Madison saved a picture of George Washington. In 1825, General Lafayette visited the White House and brought his pet alligator with him and stayed in the East Room. In 1833, the first running water was installed, followed by the first ice chest in 1845, and gas, which was installed in 1848. During President Fillmore's term in 1950, his wife got money from Congress to start the White House Library. She used to be a teacher. In 1853, the first indoor toilet was put into the White House. In 1849, the first telephone was installed, but it was very seldom used. Electricity was installed in 1891 by President Harrison. He and his family were afraid of shocks, so they still used gas lights. First Lady Lucy Hayes hosted the first Easter egg roll in 1878 on the White House lawn. It is still a tradition today. The Oval Office was added in 1909. Also, the first car arrived, and all the stables were turned into garages. During World War I, Woodrow Wilson's wife brought a sewing machine into the White House to sew pajamas and shirts for the Red Cross. A bomb shelter was added in 1942 for safety. During Harry Truman's term, a piano fell through the White House floors, and in 1949, the house was considered unsafe. Extensive repairs were undertaken. The Trumans had to stay at the nearby Blair House and returned in 1952. The White House has gone through many happy times and sad times, but will still say a symbol of...
Okay, we have one more White House replica, and this one was done by David Abbott and Brandon Provost. It's enjoying their Christmas celebration.
Too much food in so little time.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes of party time. That's wrong for me. Yeah, 10 minutes of food. We have 11 minutes. 10 minutes go for 11 minutes. Well, biscuits are in. We have some in the car.
I have one more.
Be quiet, you gotta go. Oh, and you got a cool cup.
Hi.
Here's our Christmas tree and some of the ornaments we made this year, and the garland.
What color do you have?
Eatable garland.
Eatable garland.
I wouldn't clap if my hands were full.
Okay, what number do you think is gonna be? Oh, have it in your mouth. Alien on 2. Yeah, we can bet.
Say hi, Mary. Hi, Mom.
Okay, I'll bet somebody did. Okay, I know. You're in. You're in. Careful where you move. How do we get that? I want 4. Whoever gets the highest one, Heather. Oh, I think this.
Okay, would everybody sing We Wish You a Merry Christmas, please?
Wait. We didn't have it.
I don't like that good.
Ready, set, go.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year. Blessings to you wherever you are. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
All right. We brought a little something for your classroom here.
Thank you, Santa. Wait a minute.
It's our giant Tootsie.
Wait a minute, Santa.
You recognize that, huh? Take
Is
it
this
rest
still
of school year to
recording?
eat that.
Again, I didn't get it. There, thank you.
Oh,
I like tickly
Mrs. Claus likes that too.
Oh, I bet.
Is everybody ready for Christmas?
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You all gonna get everything you want?
I don't know. Are you gonna buy
Oh, you gotta find out when you open those presents.
No.
Well, those are hard to wrap.
What are you doing?
Bye. Bye. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Santa. Okay. Good job, Santa. Well, let's see what Santa brought us.
Brandon's a present.
What's that?
Cool. It's a game.
Cookies? There's these cookies.
What is it,
I know
Jess?
what that is.
Quiet, please, so we'll know. Would you?
It's a thing of a lot of cartoons or something. Yeah, it's really cool. What is it?
Like you have to get like all these little marbles into those big circles.
Very nice.
What's the big one?
Oh no! Whoa! It looks like a board game. Oh!
Are we?
All the papers.
Rolling, rolling.
Hey, get on stuck here. Trevor.
Hey, I have that game.
Well, thank you, Santa.
Thank you.
Elephant dioramas. Everyone had to make a diorama of where an elephant can be found. Can anyone give me any ideas where we can find elephants? There are 3 places specifically. Chris?
A jungle, a zoo, and maybe
What's the 3rd one? Alex?
Europe or Asia.
And that's where we can find them, but where else? In a certain environment. We've got jungle, we've got zoo. Brian?
Next to body of water.
Yeah, but where? Where specifically? In the United States, where can we find elephants? Matthew?
Circus.
Circus, too. So a jungle, a zoo, and a circus. Jessica, where's yours? Yours is in a circus, isn't it? Now Sarah even has water in hers. Heather? Okay, very nice job, everybody.
I know.
Now going to see plantations that the students made to go along with their social studies. All right, would you please describe yours?
These are the trees. And this is the mansion. The house.
All right, everybody back to
And then this blacksmith and the slave house. And the rice field. And tobacco field. And cotton.
Okay.
This is a river and a pond.
This is Christopher and Jason. Okay, Heather?
This is the barrel makers and the leather tanners, the school, the blacksmith. This is a mansion, cotton field, and the stable for the horse.
Okay, Jessica and Kelly.
This is the cotton field and tobacco field. And then this is the blacksmith and the weavers. And this is where they keep the horses, the stable. This is the mansion and the slave's house.
Can't hear you. Louder, please.
This is the mansion and the slave's house.
Okay, thank you. All right, our next group is Aaron, Mike, and Billy.
This is our mansion and the school and the slave houses and shops and stuff. And the farms are out there and horses and stuff.
Rice, field, tobacco, corn, cotton.
This is a river.
And Laura's plantation.
This is a mansion and this is our barber. This is a blacksmith and slave house. This is a cow farm. And this is the rice field, some animals, a little pond, stream.
Okay, our next plantation is by a large group of boys. We have Matthew, Brian, David, George, Alex, Brandon. Okay, somebody start in, please.
This is like a little shack. This is another little shack. And this is supposed to be over here. This is like an outhouse, a bathroom. This is a shed.
This is a wagon that they bring things around with. This is a ship that Brandon made. They use that to irrigate the land.
The ship is used for irrigation?
I mean, they like trade with other countries.
Transfer.
Okay.
And this is this is where the horses stop.
Little horse heads.
Well, it's supposed to keep all the horses in if they keep escaping. This is blacksmith. You can look in all the windows. Oh, don't want to see that one. There's the kitchen. And a little guy washing his hands.
This is the mansion.
These two doors open. Okay, and this is a horse eating grass. This is a log house. These are just a couple guys chopping wood for the log house.
These are slave shacks away, not much away, but it's behind the trees. This guy was chopping wood, and this guy is guarding him.
Just in case he doesn't do
that's
nothing
the
wrong.
Spit on my own.
That one's the John.
The guys are
Carrying
wood.
And here's a little guy. He's gathering up. He's gathering up little. Yeah.
The plantation too.
This is a slave shack, and here's the cotton, the wheat, and the tobacco fields. This is the leather tanner and shoemaker, and this is the mansion with the kitchen right here.
Okay. Now we have one by Danny and Kyla.
This is the mansion. This is the leather tanner. This is the shoemaker. This is the slave shack. This is the barn. This is the blacksmith. This is the smokehouse. The pig pen and the tobacco that's hanging out to dry.
And
The cotton.
tobacco.
Dry tobacco.
And
This
this
is our farm dog.
the river.
This is Mary, and she's going to tell us about her plantation.
Okay, this is my mansion, the flower garden, the kitchen and the kitchen garden, my cotton field, tobacco road where they roll the tobacco down, docks down here with tobacco on it. This was the tobacco field because it was already harvest. This is the slaves live in here and they work in here. They're blacksmith, tanner, shoemaker, and the carpenter.
Okay. Very good. (1993), and this is our science fair, held in the gymnasium with 6th graders also. Fifth graders are being judged now by Mr. Ruscio, principal of Belcher School, Mr. Coach, principal of Chapin School, and Mr. Colburn, who is another 5th grade teacher in the Chicopee system. Mary.
Make sure you get all these in.
I got it. Jason. Aaron, Brandon.
Okay, maybe when I walk by after, I'll take a peek and see what it is.
Brandon.
So what's your conclusions? Okay. So you think they should check all the basketball before a basketball game? Why? Huh? Maybe you get cheated out of a point or two, huh? Good. Thank you. Different types of tackles, same number of throws. I don't know. Tell me about that. I know what that is exactly.
Okay, today we're starting our biography book reports, and the students are dressing up as the characters they read about. Somebody has knocked on our door. David, would you open it, please, and see who it is?
Oh my
I was born on October 14th, 1890. I was born in Denton, Texas. I was a war hero and a statesman.
Shh. You can give us more information.
I attended West Point. As a young lieutenant, I carried out experiments and research on model tanks with fellow officer George Patton. I was the supreme commander of the greatest military operation ever undertaken, Operation Overlord.
served 2 terms in office as president.
Ronald
Reagan?
Okay, good try. Good try. Keep going. Give us more clues.
Theodore Roosevelt. I was inaugurated on January 20th, 1953. Eisenhower?
Yes. Okay, very good. Everybody clap for our visitor. Thank you. We have another visitor.
Hello.
Just who I am.
No, you have to give us some facts on your life.
Okay. No.
Facts on your life.
Okay. I became president in 1789.
George Washington.
Okay, can you give us a little bit more information about your life, even though we know who you are?
Well, I have to get my paper.
Yes, that's fine.
Well, George Washington. I don't know.
Is that a real gun?
Okay, I'll just read this. While I was a young surveyor, my father died. My brother, Lawrence and Austin, inherited land which they would build their homes on. In the meantime, I and my mother lived on a fairy farm. But I would at the age of 21 get a farm with 10 slaves. At the age of 20, I and Dinwiddie went to ask the French not to build any more forts. Because, do you remember the forts they were building there? Well, they were building forts between Lambert and outhouse? I don't know, something river. And during
Allegheny?
what?
Allegheny?
I don't know. I copied out the book because I didn't really know how to spell it.
Yeah, Allegheny.
Okay. So, during the trip, I and Dinwiddie traveled through frost and sleet. On the way back, we had to cross a river we had never crossed before. So we built a raft, and in the middle of the river, I sort of like fell off, and Dinwiddie went back, so I swam back. And we waited till morning, so the river was frozen over, so we could cross it. So then we crossed it and got home. But the French refused to stop building the forts. The Revolutionary War began in Lexington and Concord, but we won the war in Yorktown. But British still controlled our seaports. Britain wanted to keep up the war. A lot. But at the end, we won. On February 4th, 1789, I was elected president.
Very good. Thank you, George. Could you just try your hat on for a little bit?
I don't know if they'll...
That's
It's not
fine.
falling off.
That's looks very good. Thank you, George, for visiting us today.
was dedicated to the ideal of equality for all people. She helped her family settle into their farmhouse. Then in the spring, she left to teach the girls' classes in Cooperative Academy, an excellent school in Eastern New York. She resigned. I will not spend the rest of my life teaching school, she decided. But what shall I do? To this question, she did not yet know the answer. She drew up a petition that requested new laws to bring reform for women. The right to vote, the right of married women to control their earnings, and the right to have equal guardianship of their children. At this time, the establishment of voting rights, along with these other rights, was left to the individual state. If the word male is written into the Constitution, it will be a new roadblock between women and the vote. That's Susan and Roland. Now is the time for both Negroes and women to get the vote. On November 1st, she was in Rochester, where her sister Julie and Anna lived with their families. She asked them and then her sister Mary to go with her to register as voters. At the shoemaker shop, which was the place for registering, the four sisters registered the election inspectors to enroll them. 2 weeks later, United States Marshal rang her doorbell. I have a warrant for your arrest. He told her, you are charged with voting without a lawful right. A few years later, Wyoming in 1890 was the first state to give women the right to vote. During the 1890s, victory came in 3 more states: Colorado, Idaho, and Utah. At 86 years old, she died, and 100 years after her birth, women throughout the United States at last have the right to vote.
And who is this person? Who is Sarah supposed to be?
And
Susan B. Anthony?
Susan B. Anthony. Very good. Very good. Everybody clap for our visitor. Sure. Hi. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My middle name is Herman. When I was a boy, I liked to play baseball and I dreamed of being a major league. And then as I grew up, I went to spring training for the Red Sox. I was a good pitcher and a power hitter, but the Red Sox needed money, so they traded me to the Yankees. I hit the most home runs in baseball history. A few years later, Hank Aaron broke my record in a longer time. So I retired from baseball, and I wanted to be a coach of the majors, but they put me in the minors.
Who is this person?
Let's see, who's anxious? Heather. Oh, what's his full name?
Big Herman.
Big. Oh, that was
I know
it. Babe Herman. That's what
Aaron.
it is.
Roger Clemens?
Oh, yeah, right. And he's still on the Red Sox. Babe Ruth.
Oh, Babe. It's not Babe Ruth. Babe was a nickname. Yeah.
Oh.
Jason B.
Something.
What? Bill Clark? No.
Isn't it the name of somebody in our classroom? Doesn't someone in our classroom have the same name as this person? Yes.
George.
David.
George Herman.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, babe.
I didn't know that.
I didn't want you to know. Heart. Oh.
I was born in Savannah, Georgia, October 31st, 1860. Heather, I told you. During the Civil War, I was 4 years old, and I went to my Grandma and Grandpa Kinsey's house in Chicago till the war was over. Then I went back to Georgia. When I was in Chicago, my grandpa gave me my Indian name, which was the same Indian name as my grandmother had gotten when she was captured. My great-grandmother had gotten when she was captured by Indians. Little ship under full sail. When I returned to Chicago, and when I returned to Georgia, I got a horse named Fire. I am the founder of the United States Girl Scouts. I died January 17, 1927. Aaron.
Sacagawea?
Founder of Girl Scouts? I don't think so.
What?
Boy Scout.
They're not going to find you. I'm going to somebody else. She knows.
Brian Sheehan. Sakamoto.
Okay, Heather, why don't you give us the answer?
Juliet Love. Open Sesame.
I'm a president. I'm the 35th president and farther up. I was a governor for 5 terms of Arkansas.
Oh, I know it.
I have a wife and 1 kid. I'm supposed to have gray hair, but I'm not going to get it.
Any more facts? Give us the facts.
I want to give you well, I got a D in conduct when I was younger because I didn't let any other kids talk because I was the only one giving out answers.
Where were you born?
Yeah, I don't know. I looked it up and then I forgot.
How old are you?
I'm not going to tell that. That's going to be good. Well, can I call people?
Yes, you may.
Dave. Oh yeah, I already told you. Here. Forgot.
You didn't tell me.
Here. Yep.
Excuse me. Who are you?
Bill Clinton.
You're Bill Clinton?
Yep.
And that's all you could tell us about him?
Oh yes.
And he doesn't drive.
Go ahead. Tell me some more about Mr. Clinton.
Well, he did a saxophone. He had, Bush had 43% of the votes. Pro had 19% of the votes, and Clinton had the rest.
What's that guy do with it?
Like,
I want to know about you. What about your life?
that's how we beat Bush.
How'd you get a little jag? Well, how much?
He played the sax when he won the presidency election. He played the saxophone with the other guy. Shut up. And
Is that it? Did you finish
You're
reading your
not that
book?
good of a driver. Yeah, I did.
What was that?
He also, he had a better chance because when Pro dropped out, he got more, and then Pro took, when he came back in, Pro took more of Bush's votes. That's how Clinton ended up winning, because I think Pro didn't want Bush there. And then
Okay.
Clinton had a good vice president, Al Gore, which also helps him out.
Okay, you're all set?
Whoa.
So my birthday is June 27th. My teacher is Ann Sullivan. And at first I started learning words like water, and she poured water into my hand. And ground, and she put my hand against the ground. And at 8 I started learning to speak. And Ann Sullivan got married to John Mason. And we were together for 50 years, and then Ann Sullivan died, and that was the saddest time of my life.
Who is she?
Aaron?
This is why I had to leave her because she was
Oh, another visitor at our door.
At the age of 38, I was the youngest member of the U.S. Senate and one of the busiest. My secretary, Rosemary Woods, had two right along beside me, taking notes as I headed for the Senate floor. In a few minutes, Woods said he could give up me a list of 20 phone calls and twice as many notes to write. The clues are had a dog named Checker. And I wasn't rich or famous, but they could point to a proud team in this country. What?
John F. Kennedy?
Anybody else have any thoughts as to who he might be?
Not too long ago.
Not yet.
Are you a president?
Yeah. Nixon?
Nixon? Richard Nixon? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, disease what?
Caused her head to droop to one side. When Jane was 7, she started to notice the poverty. She used to go down to town with her father and see children homes that were very poor in shapes. Then she made up her mind that she wanted to help them. In 1881, Jane graduated from Rockford.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Could you speak up a little bit louder?
In 1881, she Jane insisted on remaining at Cooperative for an extra year taking advanced classes. She wanted to become a physician. Then she started to have a back problem and had an operation. Then she started to help the children that were harmed. In 1931, she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. She died 4 years later on May 21st, 1935.
Who is this person? Who? Jane Addams. Okay, very good. All right, can we clap for our visitor? First for today.
I'm Susan B. I'm
Jade Adams.
I'm Helen Keller.
I'm Bill Clinton.
I'm Babe Ruth. I'm George Washington. I'm Richard Nixon.
I'm Juliet Lowe.
I'm Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Can we have a nice round of applause for all our visitors?
Let 'em in.
Well, I was born in Illinois. I moved to California later in my life. And, well, my nickname was Dutch. When I was 17, I went to a church college. Well, in Eureka, Illinois, I loved sports, acting, and politics. I was a swimmer. I played football, and I was a sports announcer. Well, I moved to Iowa in 1932. I own a ranch in California. I was a radio announcer and a sportscaster on the station WHL in Des Moines. Well, I was a lifeguard, an actor, a soldier, and a writer. And I was also a public speaker. I'm a Republican, and well, I acted in more than 15 films. I was in World War II. I was an officer in the Army Air Corps. In November of 1966, I was elected governor of California. Had 2 children with Nancy Davis and 2 with another Mary. And in 1980, I was elected the 40th president. Aaron.
Oh, Ronald Reagan.
Yes, he's Ronald Reagan. Okay, very good. Everybody clap for our visitor. What did you say, sir?
I wrote lots of books.
Okay.
I
think-
wrote these books, A Poor Boy's College, Tom Sawyer, and Huckleberry Finn. Brandon?
Beverly Cleary?
Mark Twain.
Yes? Do you have something else to say, though? Do you have more facts about your life that we can hear about?
I have been to many states. I've been to America, Europe, Mississippi River, California, Annabelle, Missouri, Nevada, Connecticut, Hawaiian Islands, and New Orleans, and Holy Land. They were very nice places. I lived in all of them. I drove a boat on the Mississippi River.
All right. Okay, thank you. Can we clap for our visitor, please? Mr. Twain, you can sit. We have a demonstration going on here with our peer educators from Comp High School. This is a case of a lesson in cooperative learning. Everyone has to get onto a base, and the more you can cooperate with each other, the quicker this can be done. Spelling letters with their bodies.
Too bad they didn't do this one. You could have got someone up there to do those.
There they go, making their letters.
Here we go. This is good. Yep.
Yeah, I feel bad. Just want you to know we had a really fun time with you guys, teaching you and everything. You guys are a great bunch of people. And we hope you learned a lot of stuff during the year. Did you guys learn something?
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard a no. Who said no? Who said no? Who said no? I heard that. I didn't know.
Okay, so as Tina said in the beginning, there was a lesson today. Do you guys know what it was?
What'd you say over here?
Don't kill each other.
Teamwork right here.
Teamwork. Teamwork, very good.
We're just so
Sticking together in teamwork.
cooperation.
Yeah, I know. We should spell team.
Okay, so
We should make some more words with Five Guys.
Alright, come on, we have a little bit more to say, you guys. Come on, listen up.
I know.
Okay. You know, everybody is different in this world. But look at all of us. Everybody here.
please. Thank you.
Sit down. Everybody in this line right here, us peer educators, we're all different, but you see us getting all along, don't you? Okay, well every one of you guys are different from everybody else. So we just wanted to show you that even though you're different, you can still get along with everybody else, right? Yeah, you guys have dare next year. So we know we're leaving you in good hands, okay? The only other thing I already know that.
I already have a deer dance.
Wow. All right.
Just think about everything that we taught you when people are asking you to drink or when you have a chance. And remember what it does to your body. And remember that we want to see you grow up and we want to see you healthy and happy. We don't want to see anything happen to you because you got mixed up in the wrong kind of thing.
And in a few years, when you go to comp, by chance we're all still drug free, then you can join PRA and be like us. I'll teach younger kids.
We enjoy teaching you guys. We know we're doing something good. And let me tell you, it's a really good feeling when we leave and you guys say you want us to come back. It really makes us feel good. And hopefully someday you'll be able to.
We're back to doing our biographies again, and I think we're ready to have another visitor.
One day I was skating and I fell through thin ice and almost drowned. I called on somebody to help me. Hey. Really, moved to Port Huron, Michigan. And when I would collect chemicals and put them down in the cellar.
Albert Einstein?
And one day I burned down a train doing experiments.
Benjamin Franklin?
I started becoming I started to get lots of hearing, and I was pulled aboard a train with my ears.
Oh, what? I know this is.
And
You're president, right? Alex, you're president, right? John Adams?
I invented many things.
Thomas Edison?
Full name.
Middle name?
It's not fair.
I don't know. Mr. Rock, could you help us?
All right, who are you again? Please say who you are.
Thomas Alva Edison.
Okay. Everybody, can we clap for our visitor?
I played hockey. I am a center and a left wing. I was born on December 5th, 1968 in Point Bleu, Quebec. I was third choice in 1988 entry draft. A few years later, I played in 1992 Canadian team in the Olympics. My number is 49. My favorite response when asked about the future is, I just want to win Stanley Cup in the National Hockey League. I was a contender for the Rookie of the League.
Who is he? Who? Excuse me, I'd like to hear who you are. Joey Juno? Everybody clap for our visitor. Matthew, hands down, can we hear some facts about this person's life first?
I was born in 1706 in Boston on a cold winter day. The King of England moved the colonies along the Atlantic Ocean, which are now part of the United States. My father made soap and candles, and my mother was his helper. They had 17 children altogether. As a small boy, I worked with my father and dreamed of one day being the captain of a ship. When I was 8 years old, I was sent to school. Since I already knew how to read, the only things I had to learn was to spell and write. At the age of 10, I was taken out of school so I could work full-time. When I was 12 years old, I started working for my older brother James, who owned a printer shop. I learned to set the type, run the printing press, and write stories for the papers. At the age of 17, I ran away to New York, then to Philadelphia. I wanted to be my own boss. It was then on to England to learn more about printing. On the way home to Philadelphia, I wrote down these rules to live by: to tell the truth, to believe in what I wrote, and to keep my word when I gave it. I was 26 years old, owned my own printing shop, and married to Deborah Reed. I printed paper, money, and books. One day I decided to print a calendar. This calendar not only listed the days, weeks, and months, it also told what the weather might be for each day and had funny sayings on each page. This calendar was called Poor Richard's Almanac. One of my favorite things was to think of ways to better the city I lived in. I started a library, the first fire department, a better school, and the first hospital in Philadelphia. Science was another favorite of mine. One of my first inventions was a stove that kept the houses warmer than other stoves. I was always interested in electricity. I was sure that lightning and electricity were the same thing. So, to prove this, I took a kite with a key attached to the string out on a stormy night. The string began to burn and sparks flew from the key. This proved my theory. This discovery led to my invention of the lightning rod. It was used to keep houses from catching fire during storms. It was a tall metal rod on the top of the house with a string running down to a pole buried into the ground. If lightning struck, it would travel down the string and into the ground where the other pole was buried. I also invented bifocals, the school chair, and the harmonica, a musical instrument. When I was 70 years old in 1775, I was called to a different pick of work. Many of the colonial people were unhappy with English rule as King George III. Each colony elected a man to meet in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania voted for me. At the meeting, it was decided that we had to break away from England. I and four other men wrote a paper saying we were not happy with English rule. On July 4th, 1776, the men elected from the colonies voted to print a Declaration of Independence. The English were not happy with this independence. A war was started between England and the colonies. I was too old to fight, but not too old to travel to Paris, France to ask for help from the French. I convinced the King and Queen of France to send ships, guns, and food to help the colonists win the war against England. In 1785, when I returned to America, I was elected president or governor of Pennsylvania. I helped write the Constitution of the United States and talks against slavery in this country. Who am I?
Benjamin Franklin. Very good. Yes, let's clap for our visitor, please. Visitors coming to our room.
I was born in 1810 in Lavoie near Warsaw, Poland. I was a Polish composer and pianist. I began to study the piano at the age of 4 and at the age of 8 played a private concert in Warsaw. My first published
Composition.
is dated 1825. In 1829 in Vienna, I gave my first concert as a piano virtuoso. From 1830 to 1831, I lived in Vienna. From 1831, I lived in Paris. In 1838, I began to suffer from lung ailment, and George Sand nursed me in Majorca in the Balearic Islands, Spain, Paris, and Nohant. Thereafter, my music was limited to giving several concerts in 1848 in Paris, Scotland, and England. I was considered the greatest composer of all composers of music for the piano. I am at the best pieces for solo piano, include etudes in promptus, scherzos, nocturnes, ballads, preludes, and forms derived from the dance such as the waltz, polonaises, and mazurka. Then in 1849 I died of pneumonia. Mozart? No.
Beethoven?
No. No. No.
Chopin?
Yeah. Who?
Okay, everybody clap for our visitor.
I was born near Trenton, New Jersey in 1754. She lived in her father's dairy farm. Everybody said that she was like her parents and that she should have a more lively name. So she was called by her nickname all the time, and she's more known by her nicknames. She has 2 older brothers and 1 little brother. Her mother's name is Gretchen and her father's name is John. there was a disagreement between Indians and the soldiers in the Revolutionary War. She helped the soldiers by loading cannons in the war. She got married in 1777 and was still helping the patriots. Who am I and what's my nickname? Brandon?
Jane Pitching?
Who?
Jane Pitching?
Not exactly. Heather? Molly Pitcher? Okay, what is her real name? Mary?
Okay, Molly Pitcher, and her real name was Mary. Everybody clap for our visitor.
His father died when he was 14. He went to Williams and Mary's College. He was a lawyer. In 1769, he was elected a member of the House of Burgesses. He made a library. He got married to Martha Wales. He said, "Science is my passion and God is my duty."
All right, who is our visitor?
Brandon.
Thomas who? Thomas Jefferson. All right, everybody clap for our visitor.
I was born on January 14th, 1875 in Alsace, which at that time belonged to Germany. My family made their home in the little town of Gunstock, Germany, not far from my birthplace. I was the son of a minister, and I grew up in a household where theology and music were an everyday concern. My father was giving me piano lessons before I was old enough to go to school. When my legs were long enough to reach the pedals, I was given a job as an organist at the village church. In October of 1893, I became a student at the University of Strasbourg. I finally decided that I would devote my life to serving mankind. I was even more fortunate when I met Helen Breslau, the daughter of a famous Strasbourg historian. When I announced that I would become a doctor and go to Africa, Helen was happy to share my mission with me. In 1912, I obtained my doctorate in medicine from the University of Strasbourg. Soon after, I went to Lambert, Gabon, in French Equatorial Africa. The hospital I built at Lambert eventually became known worldwide, but soon I had to struggle. It wasn't long before World War I broke out, and Helen and I were returned to France. 7 years later, I returned to my hospital to see it in rooms. I rebuilt it and made it larger, and frequently returned to Europe to give speeches to raise money for my work at Lambert. I was not only a doctor, I was a philosopher, a theologian, and a musicologist. I also edited Bach's organ music, and I am the author of a biography of his life. My philosophical writings brought me respect of the academic world, but it was my humanitarian efforts in Africa that earned me world fame and won me the Nobel Peace Prize. I died at Lambert on September 4th, 1965. At 90, I was still working with vigor on my monumental 3-volume Philosophy of Civilization.
Who is he? We are boarding the bus. It's June 4th, and for the first time, we are meeting our pen pals. We've corresponded with them throughout the year, And now it's our chance to meet them in person and to spend an afternoon at Stefanik School with them. They've just come back from a field trip with soda tabs to the Shriners Hospital. Here we are at Stefanik School. Okay, we are here at Stefanik School in Mrs. Kalu's class, and the pen pals are finally meeting each other. I like to see faces. Matthew, thank you. Everybody up here? Hi, Tricia. Ryan, can I see some faces? Thank you. Now the pen pals are playing games and just getting to know each other.
Nope, drop 4.
Professor Plum. With
Uno.
the wrench.
You can keep going.
And the billiard.
I got the wrench. Okay. There's, I think it's like cologne itself.
Billiard room, and what did you say the wrench? Anybody got
Remember that day he had a bottle like this?
This went. Yo, that you can do it this way.
Students are with their pen pals. We're at Sarah Jane Park.
Oh my God! Ha ha ha! I just caught it. Where'd you go? In your dream. Look at Bunny in the pool. Hi, big up. Let's go. This is good.
Goodbye, Mrs. Klug. Thank you. In class, we have some 5th graders who have been cooking for how many weeks?
4.
4 weeks. What were some of the things you made?
Asparagus.
Cake. Salad.
Cake. Pizza.
Oh, look at this cake.
Fruit
All
salad.
right. Nicely done.
Getting her hungry. Salad.
Salad. What else?
Fruit salad.
Fruit salad.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Carrot vegetable stick. Carrot and vegetable stick.
Did you mention the asparagus stuff?
Stay there.
Yes, I did.
Hi. And are these your teachers?
Yes.
Who are these people?
No, they're my sisters.
Oh, all right. Hey Josh, where are you going? Good, thank you, cooking class.
Now it's my turn to say something to all of you. I really had a great year working with all of you. I want you always to do your best. Never forget me or Lambert Lavoie School. And when you're back here next year in 6th grade, remember to say hi. Most importantly, have a very safe summer. And don't forget all that you've learned here in 5th grade. Bye.